Hi and welcome to my channel, which is about the effects of having a narcissistic mother and how that's been for you and how that's affected you as an adult survivor. And in this video I want to talk to you about something that many people have described to me, that they struggle with feeling less interesting than other people. They feel like they've got nothing to say, that other people aren't so interested, and so on. But this is actually one of the wounds that you can end up having when you have a narcissistic mother. And I want to tell you about how this is related so that you can get some correction on your belief, that you understand where it's coming from. And hopefully that might help you to place things where they actually belong, because having a narcissistic mother can just really deeply damage you in these ways. My name is Åse Wegerif and I'm a registered counselor and I run a private practice, and I help people every day with therapy, and I'm trying to reach out here on YouTube to more people that I can do one-on-one in my practice. So you're very welcome, and if you find that this really speaks to your situation, then I'd be absolutely delighted if you would consider subscribing to my channel and or liking the video or commenting, because that's just really helpful for me if you do that. And I really appreciate you being here, and let's move on to this topic. So the thing with having a narcissistic mother is that as a narcissist, she is more preoccupied with herself. She's self-interested. She doesn't really have genuine interests in other people other than what they can bring to her. And so what happens then when somebody's just self-interested? After a while, they start to get boring. They start to she needs other people to fill her up. She doesn't introspect and develop and look inside herself and try to change herself, try to grow, try to learn. There's nothing like that. So she actually and she isn't very, she's self-interested, so she's not genuinely interested in other people. So over time she actually gets boring. Maybe not, maybe other people might not perceive her that way, and maybe she does have a lot of roles and she plays them very well, so she looks like someone who's got a lot to offer and a lot, but it is a charade, it is a game, because in her personality she is someone who easily bores, who doesn't have so much emotional depth. She needs other people to fill her up, yet she gives very little back to other people, only if it suits her. So this disinterest that you've been surrounded with as a child is actually her being boring, and boring easily, and being disinterested in you. And the problem with being around over time, from when you're little and you can't understand any of this, when you're around a narcissistic mother who gets bored easily and who looks at you as if you are to blame for her disinterest, as if you're boring, as if you're not good enough, as if you don't have anything to add or say, because if you do, then she is being outshone, so she cuts you off and makes you look boring and uninteresting, even if you're not. So over time, this really can make us feel really less than and not interesting enough. So she's just externalizing, she's just putting this all on you, that I'm bored, so you must be uninteresting, and you're not, you've got nothing to offer. And then there's that little child on the other side that really repeatedly learns you you learn about yourself that you're not interesting enough. I'm not interesting. Her look on you as you being, her look of her being disinterested in you because she's only interested in herself means that you get this belief of I'm not interesting. And then what happens is that most people take these beliefs because they're not very, it's not something that you maybe were aware of, but it was still going on. So then we take it with us. And then we take it with us in other relationships, because if your mother, who knew you the best and who gave birth to you, if she, and is supposed to love you, if she doesn't actually take an interest in you, that must mean that I don't have anything to offer. I'm less than, and I don't, and then that leads to a lot of bad feelings and shame around the self. So that can get triggered and come up in all kind of other relationships later on in your life, where you don't feel good enough, not interesting enough. So it becomes like living in a world of not being interesting to other people, not having anything to contribute, not being significant, that you're not worthy of attention, and so on. And it is something that it's been laid down for some time, so it does take some effort to work through this and come out on the other side. And so awareness is really good, but it takes more than that. But at least I'm trying to contribute so that you can see how this slots together and start questioning your own belief if it's really true that you're not good enough. But the problem is that if you feel like you haven't got anything to offer, that you're actually not good enough in yourself and so on, what ends up happening is that a lot of people start compensating for that, because you want to cover it up and you want to, it's shameful, you don't want other people to see that. So maybe you end up doing a lot. Instead of being interesting, you end up doing a lot of activities, like and also paying attention to other people find interesting and so on. So maybe you copy that or so on, so that you can talk about the same discussions as everyone else. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that you can't actually change the belief by adding a lot of activities, because if you in your beingness don't feel interesting, then doing something is just never going to compensate for that. And when you do compensate out of a strategy of compensating for not feeling good enough, then on some level people are going to pick it up. Maybe they don't understand it, but they're going to sense that you're actually playing this, you're not playing a game consciously, but that you're actually in this, this is actually going on. And what people do love is when someone is authentic, when someone is genuine, when someone has their own way of being and offers that. You also have your own very special place here in the world with your very own special gifts and your own special nature, and there's no one like you. And it's such a shame that if you're on the compensating, being nice and talking about and doing, then you never get to shine as the person that you really are, and show the world what you have to offer and form these real connections. So if you are compensating and trying and doing and so on, then you might very well get, in the end, a sense that people aren't interested. So it's confirmed what your mother originally taught you about yourself. But now you're actually in this psychological space where you are reconfirming it with people, but it's actually not true. So let's summarize this. When you feel that you're not interesting and you have grown up with a narcissistic mother, then just know that this originated with a narcissistic mother who was disinterested and who was easily bored, who looked at you as if you were uninteresting and didn't have anything to offer based on her own needs. So this led you to feel like, I'm uninteresting, I don't have anything to offer. So then you start to feel insecure about yourself, get triggered on this with other people, and then you develop ways of compensating by doing and adding, listening to other people, copying, maybe trying to make yourself interesting. It's just that it's inauthentic, and others sense this. When you lose your authenticity, when you are not truly yourself, other people pick up on it, and it's just not, that is when it's not interesting. That's when you aren't interesting. So then you end up confirming that you're not interesting, but it's not true. It's the way to be interesting truly, and to, not for other people, but for yourself as well, is to truly connect with yourself. Like, what is your interests truly? What do you enjoy truly? What do you like to talk about? Excuse me. That is where the solution lies, in connecting deeper with who you are, which is a problem because that is what you don't really get to develop when you have a narcissistic mother. She doesn't help you in the process of becoming yourself, because you end up having to adapt to her rather than form the deep connection to who you truly are. But I hope anyway that this has been helpful, and and I hope you got something good from it. And because even if this is painful to look at, it's still the reality, it's the truth. And it can lead you towards being truthful with yourself and other people, and forming true good connections, which are healthy and not dysfunctional connections. So I hope that has been helpful, and if it has, then please consider subscribing to my channel. Please come back, I would love that. Please like and comment on the videos if you would like that, and I hope to see you again, and have a nice day.